Yeah, I'm Jim Nicholson. I'm the head teacher of Mellor Primary School, which is a small school on the outskirts of Stockport. A bit of a personal journey, honestly, in looking at our school and how things came about, and a collection of different things. First of all, the change of unavailable different bodies to work with to support PSHE programs. So, for example, we used to have the police in, we might have the Stockport Against Drugs team that came in, or disability awareness team, and because of funding, a lot of those things have gone. So there was less professional engagement from outside. We thought we had a very coherent program of study for PSHE, and we thought it had a really good delivery of the curriculum. We got outstanding for it back in about 2009, 2010, when we had a subject inspection. So we felt fairly confident, things were fairly good. But as things moved on, I became a CEOP ambassador more recently, and that gave me a bit more insight as to what was actually happening on the online aspects of PSHE. And then aspects of our parental community. It gave me a bit of insight about how our children might be experiencing things in their home, but also having another inspection and a child being asked about a trans issue. The officer inspector it phrased the question very cleverly and carefully to a small group of children, and the question was about if he'd been a little boy one day and then came to school dressed in a skirt and wanted to be a little girl, what would that be like? And one of the girls actually said, well, that'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? And on reflection, I thought, have we got our curriculum diversely set up enough? Is it structured well enough? And I went back to looking at some of the resources and felt they were very archaic, out of date, would use a lot of the same things for some time, and we needed to reinvigorate our PSHE curriculum. And trying to look for something that was more suitable was sadly lacking in many respects. PSHE has had lots of bolts on at different times, and I think because of societal change that's happened rapidly over the last 5 years in particular, schools have not had necessarily the resources to build on the curriculum knowledge in a structured format to support those. One decision came along, had a look at it, thought it was phenomenal, thought the potential for a whole school approach and a consistency from our nursery right up to year 6 was significantly going to be promoted and helped, and obviously brought it on board, shared it with the staff, and all of a sudden staff who might have been a little bit more reticent about engaging in PSHE have got a body of work to enable greater conversation, and subsequently we've had fantastic pupil engagement from it. Absolutely. I mean, I think without question, the important thing is if you engage with it, it really needs to be a whole school approach. I mean, what it does, it gives the teaching staff, and if you're looking at well-being of teachers, by the way, I think one of the important aspects here is that it reduces that burdensome aspect of having to think and plan ahead and what have you, because the resources are so cleverly put together that our teachers can engage them very, very easily. But the important aspect, because the format is similar across the two key stages, that our children very quickly become able to work with it. And I love the fact that it's children on camera, in the film form in particular, at an age that is very similar to the children who are going to be responding to what they actually see. And it gives different outcomes, and within those different outcomes our children will be able to gauge what might be the right decision to make. And I think that the level of pupil engagement has been greater because of it. That visual stimulus cannot be underestimated. Well, the first, I mean, obviously I welcome the fact that a lot of it's going to become statutory. That's a real positive step. I would like to say that regarding relationships and sex education, that it should actually be statutory, with a caveat that nobody can be removed from it. I think they've lost an opportunity there, in all honesty, from what I can gather. It is critical that the parental community needs to support schools in this, needs to support their children in this. And I think also that when you're making policy, by the time it's written, things have changed. So policy needs to be more reflective of the times that we actually live in, and understand that something that didn't exist while policy is being created or a curriculum plan is being created, we need to have some form of adaptation to enable us to adjust to those changes rapidly. And I think the thing about the one decision aspect, by the way, and that aspect, is that on speaking to Hayley about, for example, the transgender issues for us, that she'll begin to work on those particular things and build the capacity within that programme. And I think One Decision has an opportunity there to make links to things that don't already exist, things that we don't know about yet, that are going to come into action, and that will be affecting our young people. We can adjust to it, and I think One Decision has that ability.